want to just turn this.
Hey guys, it's time to get started. Our producer slash director slash producer was in the studio with us and didn't give us our normal countdown. So me and Lenny looked a little bit lost, which is pretty typical.
About normal. Yeah, about normal.
Pretty average here. But it is Wednesday, hump day. And that means Wednesday's wager wire day, the last half of the show. You're not feeling good about this, are you? Here, no. I'm going to show you who gets the trophy this week.
Honey, it ain't me. I got one green light and a whole lot of blankness.
I'm hot. I just did a scratch off. I won $20. Hottest guy in the room right now. Bam.
Yeah. $20 will get you.
I want to win that $400 million so I can buy Marine land tonight. So, anybody who
I can probably loan you the money when I win.
When you win,
yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Don't think beggars can't be choosers. Mm-hmm. So, but we got a lot of great stuff to talk about. We have some fun stuff. I got some up and coming businesses. I don't know if we're going to get to that today.
We're going to save that for tomorrow.
We might have to save that one for tomorrow. And then I have like the top 20 books of all time, like in their ranking, and you tell me what you think of the ranking and how many of them you actually have read. Blake, I want to hear how many you've actually read. I've only read probably 5 or 6 that are on this list. So I think you're going to be the winner in that one. You seem to be a more of a reader than Blake and I.
In my olden days, I certainly was. I was voracious. Thank you, Mrs. Stasinski, who handled the summer reading program in the Long Beach Public Library when I was a kid.
And the ones that I've read mostly were required reading.
Yeah.
So that's just when I was growing up, they were required reading. So that's where we're at. But before we do that, we are in the
Bozard Ford studio.
That is right. And we're talking about Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
When your comfort's on the line, trust Powell Heating and Air Conditioning, serving St. Augustine 24/7, 365 days a year with no overtime fees. From expert AC installation and emergency repairs to duct cleaning and routine maintenance, Powell's skilled team and fully stocked 15,000 square foot warehouse, that's big, are always ready. They service all brands and offer flat rate pricing you can count on. Call 904-794-2665. That's 794-COOL, or book online today at Powell Heating and Air. Your comfort, their promise. You know what? I called Cool and booked them. They're my new air conditioning maintenance people.
They are wonderful people, and I just shared the wrong show. I don't know where the show's at. And I'm talking about
Ford Studio.
Yes,
we cleared that up.
I don't know where it is on Facebook. There, I was trying to share completely. Blake, just make sure you hit your 92 people you're sharing. All right, Abear, Kresge and Associates. These guys are just the best. I mean, that's all the read we need to know. They're the best because for trusted financial guidance with personal touch, turn to Abear, Kresge and Associates. CPAs serving St. Augustine since 1989. With over 125 years of combined experience, their team offers expert service in tax planning, estate and trust work, business evaluations, payroll, and more. Whether you're starting a business or planning for the future, they deliver smart, customized solutions that grow with you. Call 904-460-0747. That's 904-460-0747. Or find them online at abearkresgecpa.com.
SolarStick, established in 2006, is a local portable power provider company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. SolarStick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. SolarStick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing, which is very important.
All right. And we have other amazing sponsors that we have to talk about. We got Meehan's Irish Pub, A.D. Davis Construction, Land Title America. And if you guys haven't checked out their show, it's so informative. It comes on right after Bollocks tonight. But you can go back into the app and you can find all the shows there. They do an amazing job. If you're thinking about buying a house or getting through that process, these guys can help you out. Or if you're going through any of those disputes that a lot of times land people go through, this is the show you want to watch. But they are our sponsor here on Bollocks also, so thank you, Stephen Collins with Land Title of America. Another shout out to Kaiser's Deli and Market, St. Augustine Distillery, and Citygate Spirits, A to Z Waterproofing and Roofing, Anastasia Diner, Moultrie Creek Diner, Mr. Electric, Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, Anastasia Construction Group. Man, that's a great list. Every time I go down that list, it's like we get to associate with really, really cool people. So thank you guys always, for keeping us on the air. And some of these guys have been with us since we did our very first radio show, Mike and I did. That's 12 years ago, 13 years ago. So pretty wild.
Impressive. That's a nice run.
That's pretty wild. That's a lot of shows.
That just speaks highly for ABR Kresge and Associates. Keep you free, and easy.
Keep me out of trouble.
There you go. Good for them. That speaks volumes.
Yeah. So we got a great show today. I have just a couple items, and we have Wager Wire. And I tried something new on the Wager Wire, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about it, about my strategy today.
Okay.
I think I did it as a joke just to see what happened.
That's usually when you win.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Okay.
We're going to find out. The first game I'm doing well in a 3-game parlay.
Okay, I'm on temporary hiatus because I've been running so poorly it wasn't even funny.
Okay, so, you can tell them what you would have picked.
Sure.
And then they could go and play it.
Yeah, there's not a lot left to play because most of the games have been played. It's getaway day.
Oh, yeah.
So half the games are done. There's only 4 or 5 games that haven't been played yet.
Okay. All right, so I have the top 20 books.
I'm looking forward to this.
All right. What are your topics over there? NFL films?
Yeah, NFL films, but I've got a more interesting one about how an untrustworthy security guard, an ex-police officer.
Untrustworthy security guard. All right. And then NFL films. So those are our 3 to choose from. Blake, where do you want to go?
Let's go with NFL films.
NFL films. I knew he was going to pick that.
Yeah, I figured as much. Plus, it's topical today because the NFL and ESPN have just created a merger of sorts, giving the majority of content to ESPN to air going forward, for which NFL will get a 10% stake in ESPN, and most of the games will be there. They're doing 7 primetime games, I believe, of which 4 were on ESPN and 3 were on NFL Network, but ESPN and NFL Network are now sort of going to be synonymous. Plus, ESPN has also picked up NFL Fantasy Football League.
Okay.
Which I'm trying to hope to get you guys on a team with me or in the league with me.
In the league
with me, yeah. But there's just an interesting article.
The way you pick the picks, I think we should.
Actually, that I'm pretty good at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, we could make a lot of money if we decide to create a syndicate where I pick my picks and then you bet against me and we could get rich.
We will go that way.
We can do that very well. But, it's very interesting. The history of NFL films is interesting. It's Steve Sable, Ed Sable is the 19th contributor elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame who was not a football player. And he was elected in 2011 through NFL Films.
Yeah.
And he started in 1962.
Yeah.
And NFL Films
and he handed it off to his son, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And NFL Films is it's a behemoth, but they're fabulous. I mean, they broke more technology than the Mission Impossible movies, which invented a whole bunch of new techniques as well. And it started in 1962. Ed Sable went to Pete Rozelle and said, "Hi, I want to do this for you."
Mm-hmm.
And Rozelle said, "All right, that'll work." And the reason he got the gig was he doubled the bid for the fee to be able to broadcast the games. He went as high as $3,000.
Wow.
And it doubled the $1,500 they were getting, and that was in 1962. He was a 46-year-old family man, and he quit his job as a coat salesman to form Blair Productions, not to be confused with the Blair Witch Project, which we know was not real.
Yes.
But he started doing some real stuff, and Pete Rozelle did a little background research and found out the guy was legit, so he called him into the office and said, "Congratulations, you're on." And, Sable made a bunch of promises that he came through with. He promised to double the cameras used on the field from 4 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got very creative. He introduced slow motion, and he had 3 set cameras.
Did he do instant replay too?
I don't know if instant replay was that early. It's possible.
I think he did it later on. But
Yeah,
I think he did it.
But he started filming a 3-camera message, which is it. And, you remember John Facenda?
No.
John Facenda was the voice of God.
Mm-hmm.
John Facenda was the man who
I thought that was George Burns.
No, he played God.
Oh.
Not the voice of God.
But it wasn't Morgan Freeman.
No, also.
He also played God.
Correct.
Okay.
Not the voice of God. The voice of God was a man by the name of John Facenda, who was the narrator for NFL films until the day he died, for years.
Okay.
So when
I recognize that voice immediately. It's like this day in baseball.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, and the most
With
memorable
Mel Allen, right?
is like the ice ball. When you see the Packers and whoever, but and he had the camera in the trenches, and you see
The tundra,
the steam coming out of their mouths and stuff.
The frozen tundra.
I still believe like the best film that they ever did was the Autumn Wind. Like that's like I'm not a Rays fan, but that was just like an awesome like narration of like whenever you hear the Autumn Wind, you think of like the greatest like Rays of all time.
Oh, yeah, well, I always think about the greatest Raiders of all time. And now that they got rid of John Gruden, I can go back to be a loyal Raider fan.
Yeah.
But he had 3 camera methods. He called the trees, the moles, and the weasels.
Mm-hmm.
The trees was a big up high.
Mm-hmm.
He had a camera above the 50-yard line that did an overhead. The moles would be down in the trenches and on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
He was also the first person to put a microphone on players and coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And then the weasels were the ones running around in the stands looking for anything that was a point of interest.
Got it.
And then they would take all these 3 camera lines and they would fix them together, and then they would splice them all together and make the film. So it created the style all their own. Ron Howard, the Academy Award-winning director and/or Opie. Exactly.
Richie Cunningham.
Yep. Said, you juxtapose with that incredible music and it creates a really emotional experience for the viewer. They made us feel better fans because they allowed us to appreciate it. You do begin to see the awesome athletic ability of the players. It blows me away. He was this is when they started, who was the first person to follow the football? And you could see the tight spiral of the football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the ability of these camera people is really unsung heroes.
I can tell you this. Those guys impress me, but the guys that impress me the most are either the baseball guys or the guys in golf and how they track that ball. And I lose it just looking.
Right. When you hit the ball. Yeah. That's why I need a good caddy.
Yeah. So,
or hope I know where it landed.
Yeah.
So. But now, all right, well, just let's segue for just 1 second here. You watch golf on TV?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about
I watch the majors.
Okay, yeah, but what do you think about that silly line where, they hit the ball and then all of a sudden you just see a red line going there instead of watching the ball?
I actually like that.
Yeah, see, I think it takes away from it.
I like that. They took that from hockey.
Really?
Yeah. I definitely do like the line.
They had the hockey tracer puck.
Okay.
And then they put the tracer on the golf ball, and I like it because it actually shows if it's a fade or if it's a
you can see how it's going.
And my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. I might not have liked it 30 years ago, but I like it now in golf because he should have probably played a fade. Yeah. Instead of, playing a draw.
Would that I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hit the ball. It goes where it wants.
I definitely would say like with that the whole like line during the golf thing. I definitely do like it, but it has to be on ground level. Don't do like a line. Don't show the line if you're like showing it up like up in the air like on a drone. That's just ugly.
No, I think he's talking about the shot directly behind the tee box. Right?
Yeah. He hits the ball and then all of a sudden
I like that.
You see a red line.
Because I'll tell you the one thing I like in golf that we didn't used to have as much is the conversations between the caddies and the players.
Correct.
We didn't have that before, and now he's between an 8 and a 7, and he's wanting to play a slight draw, and he wants to get it up on the ridge, and hopefully it trickles. And they're having that conversation. I think that human action makes watching golf better.
That was Steve Sable.
Yeah,
he was the first person to mic. It's okay. He was the first person to mic people up.
Right here, so let me explain. Like this drone shots, I hate. Like this is just.
Yeah,
ugly.
I agree with you on that.
Yes, but the behind the back shot, I'm fine with.
Yeah, the tee shot, I agree with that too.
The miking up of things. You watch baseball nowadays. They've got microphones. I mean, I was listening to Francisco Lindor during an inning when he's at shortstop and he's talking during the game.
And someone complained about that the other day with me, like, oh gosh, why are they doing that? I was like, dude, I talked the entire time.
Yeah.
It did not affect me, like having a conversation. Like, I mean, me and Eddie, who was a shortstop and I was a third baseman, we knew what we were doing after the game. I mean, and hey, it's going to be a curveball. Like he could pick up signs and he would, without giving it away. We had signals and stuff like that.
Yeah, which for you as an infielder, you want to know what the pitch is coming, so you want to know which way to react.
Well, I mean, if it's an off speed, you kind of drift over to the line a little bit. If it's fastball, you drift away from it a little bit, thinking that, so. But that signal happens every single game, and I love being able to go to games and pick it up. We're too far away for this game, but
you need a telescope to see what you're looking at.
That's why I love baseball live, is being able to see open and closed mouth and if you're a middle infielder who's covering second, those type things.
Yeah, there's a whole code to everything that goes on there. And it's interesting now because it may be intrusive, but it's not, because it's informational. Depending on how big a fan you are. If you're an absolute purist, it's got to be intrusional. But now they're talking to managers during the inning, as it's going on. But what I would like to, I'm sure they do it because they do first baseman. But I'd love to see the conversations that the first baseman has when a guy gets on base. And it's no longer, hey, yeah. You have any naked pictures of your wife?
You want some?
There you go. Exactly. And they're brawling.
Yeah.
But I think that's fascinating sort of stuff. And Lindor is just such an upbeat, happy guy.
I don't know why he was mad. I said with all due respect.
Exactly. I was going to give him a bargain.
Yeah.
But to see him out there and he's just having a conversation with because the guy's asking him questions and he's out there having a conversation. And then he gets into a stance when the pitch is thrown, and it's pretty wild. It really is. So it's just modern technology. Yes, Blake.
Now speaking about baseball and technology, what's your thoughts on seeing like the strike zone live, like having the zone on TV and just seeing where the ball's like?
Yeah, the strike zone box.
Yeah. Blake and I were talking about that a little bit earlier. I'm not a big fan of it because, it's tough. It's tough to tell because there's not what I said to Blake was, if they had a camera that was dead even with the point of the plate, so it was a straightaway view, because if the camera's coming in from even the slightest of an angle, it gives you a little bit of a different perspective, and you really can't tell the accuracy of the strike zone.
I think they've got this thing nailed down pretty good.
Yeah.
I think and with me, it takes away the uniqueness of the umpire, because there was umpires when I played, and there still are. There's umpires that I played that had a low ball strike zone, a high ball strike zone, a little bit wider, a tighter zone. All these things existed. And now because of these umpires are getting graded off of this measure on a consistent basis. I mean, what's the percentage of an umpire? A good umpire is about a 94%.
Yeah, it's usually like around like 94, 95%. So, but you have to have like your bad umpires though that like
Angel's like a 20.
Well, you can't say Angel anymore. He retired.
He's gone. He's gone. But he's got enough bad calls in the history of bad calls to still get picked on for another 2 years.
And it's tough because I was watching a game the other day, and an umpire missed a call brutally. I mean, it was 5-6 inches wide of the plate, and he called it a strike. And I gave the batter a lot of points for poise and composure, because he just looked at the guy, shook his head, and walked away. And there was,
it was on strike 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, There would have been some words exchanged, and I would have been gone.
And it was like, and it might have been during the Bristol game.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because that was the only game I watched this weekend. The Mets weren't on. Yeah, it was during the Bristol game. I don't know if it must have been Sunday afternoon. And he was just god-awful on that pitch.
Was it Stevenson?
I don't know. Whoever was behind the plate on Sunday.
I think it might have been the catcher, Stevenson. Yeah. And he's like, I think he said, give us that one too, or something like that. And he's like, he said something to him as he walked by him.
Yeah.
He didn't look at him.
No, yeah.
But you could see he said something. But I think it was Stevenson, the catcher, which has a conversation with the umpires
all game,
pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And if the umpire is really bad, the catcher may or may not have gas the rest of the game.
Well, or the catcher may also call for a high pitch and miss it.
No, you can't do that.
You know, oh, sorry, error two.
Yeah, you do that. And there, I saw a fight take place where two teams got into it because one team went and defended the umpire.
Yeah.
And the catcher acted like it was a pitch out and it was a fastball down the middle. They called it, and we went a little nuts on that.
Look, you know, and the guy could get hurt. I mean, that's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's bush league. That's bush league stuff. So
no doubt about it.
That's what you get from Daytona baseball.
Yeah, sure. All right, and
you know who you are, Mainland High School.
All right,
Ooh,
all right, and
calling them out, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, I got you back.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, they're as old as we are.
No, they're in prison.
Oh, better still. Okay. Yeah. When do they get out?
They don't.
All right.
All right, but
Lifers.
we'll say that. But going back to the main topic about NFL films, because this came from the NFL ESPN deal. The thing I'm worried about most about this deal is like, okay, what's going to happen to NFL Red Zone? I know like everyone's going to say, oh, ESPN's going to add commercials now. I'm just worried that the main host Scott Hansen is going to be gone next year, and Red Zone's going to be hosted by Stephen A.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah, well, that would be horrible.
That would be horrible.
I don't know if he could do it.
The Red Zone guy is so good because
Right,
he
that's what I'm
jumps
saying.
around.
Yeah, I don't know if he
jumps
can do it.
around. I mean, that's a special skill he's got.
Absolutely.
So he's
My only problem with the Red Zone is when they go to the octopus, you can't see shit. Doesn't matter how big your TV is because you got 8 little boxes on there.
yeah. So 4 is good.
Yeah.
4 is a good number for me.
Yeah, because
But I do like the fact
YouTube
that-
TV, the YouTube TV multi-view is only limited to 4. So imagine like if one of them had the YouTube TV had Red Zone on one of the multi boxes, then it goes to the Octo box on top of it. You can see anything. It's like
it's the size of a dime on your screen.
okay,
Yeah. That's
okay,
tough.
Minka got an interception. Okay, yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
But I mean,
impressive.
it
yeah.
goes back to this guy and the creation of what we
Yeah,
have.
Steve Sable. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, one of the other things that was out there that the XFL had was the cameras on the wires,
The Sky Cam.
Yeah.
the sky cams, and they created.
That's in every stadium.
Yeah, that's every single one.
That's in
now.
every stadium. Yeah,
But
they've
it
been there for
started-
years.
It's
But it
insane.
started with the XFL, the
And-
first XFL.
Really?
And,
yeah.
and
Okay.
actually, I do have a good story
'Cause I
about
know
that.
they've been around for years.
And actually, I do have a good story about that because I believe when my mom and I went to Pittsburgh in 2022, we sat at a bar and we actually sat next to the guy who actually operates the Sky Cam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he told us like how everything's set up, like how each individual broadcast like wants the Sky Cam to be operated differently, because he said like it was a CBS game, so they want more like wide shots. They want to focus more on like the crowd getting hyped up, then go into the play. He also worked on the ones with Amazon Prime where he said like Al Michaels want like the center's butt on focus first.
It's a little frightening there, Al.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's interesting because
But you
it's
can call
on,
me out.
exactly.
You
You don't have to call me Ray. But those, you got the 4 lines and it just zigzags all across the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every now and again, a
One of the
ball.
cable
Every now
signs.
and again, a ball knocks into it. Somebody throws the ball or a punt.
Punt hits it.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool too.
Right.
Yeah.
And the one with technological intervention this year, which is the first down line, like because they're getting rid of the chain game, and then now they're doing the virtual Hawkeye first down line.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
no chain gangs anymore.
Well, if they get it right, because
so they're still going to be there for backup, but they're primarily going to be using the first down.
Yeah, but they're
technology.
using the computer as the actual first down, whether it's the first down or it's not, right?
Right.
Yes,
It's
So-
not. There's no stretching.
yes.
pulling the chain and
there's
missing
gonna-
the kink in the link.
No home field on the chain guy.
There's going to be no paper clip. There's going to be no piece of paper for Gene Steratore.
There you go. Get me that index card. And I don't know, you put a GPS chip in the tip of the freaking football.
They already have a chip in there, like determine like how fast the ball was going, like the distance,
Rotation
it
and
was,
stuff?
yeah. They already have a chip in there. So, but I think like the issue is like they need like more like the Hawkeye technology that they use for tennis and baseball to see like where the ball's going. So, and
I think it's definitely helped tennis.
yes,
Yeah.
I really think
on
it's
the
helped
lines.
tennis.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy like the timing of baseball now. Like
You mean the fact that it's
pitches,
faster, that there's a pitch clock?
The pitchers, you can't step out, you can't call time, you
Right.
can't throw over 94 times. I can't imagine what
And it
Ricky Henderson would do if they couldn't throw over as many times.
That would have been
He
awful.
might have stole 200 bases.
But it's not like, but stolen bases aren't way up, are they? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
so it
they're-
hasn't made a big difference. It just moved the game faster.
it's because the game sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
But
There's no gamesmanship. Don't steal a base. Your next guy's trying to hit a home run.
Right.
If he doesn't hit a home, there's no, I love playing small ball where you score a run an inning. If you get 9 runs, you're usually going to win the game. But if you played for that run an inning, I have no problem with the 3-run home run. That's always wonderful, but it doesn't exist.
Were you Earl Weaver?
Yeah, Earl Weaver. but I played small ball when I was a coach. I was a small ball guy, and if the opportunity was there for big ball, then great.
Sure, no matter.
Yeah,
But keeping the line moving makes a more fun game.
yeah. So
Well, then there's a big home run helps too.
all right. We're at 526. I have books, and you have Miami.
I have a big robbery, and the guy got caught.
All right, Blake. Which one are we going with?
let's go with books
All right, books.
and shit.
Yeah, stuff.
But,
All right, literature.
It's super sad that
All right.
Zanies is a family organization because we really do want to say it.
Yeah. I have 15 books.
15. Okay.
15 books. The
Okay.
top 15 books. All right. Most of these I was required to read.
Okay.
All right. You want to keep a scoreboard for me, you, and Blake?
Sure.
All right. Number 15, Of Mice and Men
Okay.
by John Steinbeck.
Yep.
Yes.
I read it.
Come on. It's got
All right.
money in it.
Huh? Yeah, it's got Lenny. And the
Yes,
book.
that was a yes, Blake?
Yes.
And Troy?
All right. Yes.
Okay.
This one's one of my favorites, number 14, and I reference it a lot during trivia. Animal Farm.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Blake?
Yep.
Okay.
all right.
By the way, who won trivia last night?
Was it you guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
We're back.
Oh man, that's right. You didn't wager. I was making fun of you.
Worse than that, we got the free answer wrong.
Yeah, you did miss the free answer. All right. All right. So, Animal Farm, like I said, it's one of my favorite favorite George Orwell books. It's excellent. Catcher in the Rye. I had to read it. I didn't really enjoy it. So I just.
Okay.
Were you a Catcher in the Rye?
Nope, never read it.
Never read it.
Blake?
Blake.
I've never read it.
All right. Good for us.
All right. Yeah, I think you
Sorry.
guys. I think
Sorry,
you guys
Troy.
got away. All right. Catching Fire.
Oh, that was the first of the Hunger Games.
Suzanne Collins. Yeah.
Yeah, Hunger Games. Yeah.
You never read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never read it. Did you read it?
Yeah.
Blake.
I think I did read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm big on reading books before I see the movies. So I did the whole Harry Potter series before I saw any of the movies.
All right. Here we go. I don't even know what this book is. Memory of Light.
No.
Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson.
Who?
Never heard of it.
No.
Yeah. So, okay. This one, Lenny, I think Blake and I have you on this one.
Okay.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
You do.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
All right. I think we all have this one. Number 9 is The Great Gatsby.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Never read it, Blake.
No.
Okay. All right.
And I never read Goodnight Moon either.
You did?
No.
You never read Cat in the Hat?
Cat in the Hat for sure. Every Dr. Seuss book, I got most of them still.
Okay.
Did you want any of our art collection?
No.
All right. Harry Potter is number 8, The Sorcerer's Stone.
That's
Done.
the
Now,
first
there's
one?
multiple ones of Harry Potter.
I read all
The
8 of them.
Sorcerer's
Seven
Stone.
stories, 8 books.
So you're good. I've not read any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all the movies.
As I said, before I watched the movies, Julie got me the books, and I read every one of them. I enjoyed them very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Everybody had to read that, right?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. 1984
Oh yeah.
Yes.
is number 6.
Yes,
Yep.
Blake.
Yep.
And you, Samuel?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 5 is The Hobbit.
Yep.
I did read The Hobbit because it was required. I read none of the other ones.
Yep.
Did you read all
Blake?
of them?
No.
Yeah.
You read them all, didn't you? Okay. All right. Another Harry Potter. The Deathly Hallows is number 4.
Got it. Yep.
Still no on me. All right. The Hunger Games, Susan Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Blake?
The Hunger Games. I think I did yes.
Okay. All right. Like you're doing much better than I thought on this one. The Return of the King.
No.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yep, it's in the series.
Nope.
All right. And the number one book of all times,
The Bible.
the Bible. And I read the entire Bible in college, and I read the New Testament probably 3 or 4 times.
And I'm reading, and Kathy knows that I haven't finished it to get it to her yet, a book called The Book of God, which is a novelization of the Bible.
Gotcha.
But man, I need an annotation on that because there are so many, I'm just trying to follow family trees and you get cross-eyed. And I'm not well past half of the Old Testament.
All right. How did you think that list was? I felt like it was pretty good.
I think there's a lot of classics
I
that
felt
are
like
missing.
there
I
was,
wonder who called it.
I would have liked to have seen at least one Hemingway on there.
Well, yeah. had one
Old
Steinbeck.
Man in the Sea.
Sure.
I would have liked to have seen that.
I would like to see.
I like Moby Dick. I think Moby Dick was written well.
Yeah. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. So,
Ken Kesey, On the Road.
I mean, there's so many great books, but I still thought this was a pretty good list.
Well, it's an interesting list in the fact that 4 of the books were 2 Harry Potter and 2 Hunger Games stories. So I'm not quite sure who the list was geared to or who called it.
I think it was a survey that went out to a lot of different people, so
Okay.
it would have been more recent readers instead of, because a lot of the classics really didn't make it in.
Yeah, no, that's why I think it was kind of an interesting
Killing
list.
Mockingbird, 1984,
Animal
made it on
Farm.
the list, and
Yeah.
Animal Farm made it on the list. Atlas Shrugged did not make it on the list.
Nope.
Um,
Aiden and I were talking on, I guess, just last night, Tuesday, and he just finished reading Brave New World, and that wasn't there either.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was kind of missing.
Yeah.
Where's Hitchhiker's Guide?
Okay.
Um,
It was Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's a quick read, but it's very poignant.
Blake, you ended up with 7 out of the 15.
Mm-hmm.
Still a solid number.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with 9. I ended up with more than
More
I
than you
thought.
expected,
More than
uh-huh.
I expected. And Lenny, you ended up with 12
I got
of
a
the
dozen.
15.
Yep. I
So
still think it's a wacky list, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
yeah. So I'm not sure exactly how the grading went, but I just went to top list of books, and this is what it gave me.
Yeah.
So-
But that's it's just such a subjective topic, for sure. So that could go in 100 different directions.
yeah.
Before we delve into Wager Wire, one out away was I guess they were still playing Cleveland. The Guardians pitcher was 1 out away from no hitting the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
1 out, bottom of the 9th. Soto homered and breaks up the no hitter with a home run.
So it breaks up the shutout,
And the no hitter.
no hitter.
He walked 4 batters, so it wasn't close to a perfect game.
Yeah.
But
But he won the game.
4-1. Yeah.
Okay, that was the first part of my parlay.
Oops. Oh, you took Cleveland.
I had Cleveland.
Oh, good. Yeah, the Mets are in the heat of August, and we're 5 days into it. The heat of August is weighing heavy on the New York Mets.
Yeah.
Man.
Unfortunately, the Phillies lost, so I think they're still only 2.5 games out.
All right. And I got to get to it. See,
Yeah, I like Bobby Edgar Wright Burroughs, the Tarzan books, Jack London. Yeah.
so, oh man, what the heck? It's making me put in my code
Password?
here.
Yeah,
Why
they
is
get
it not
Philly-
picking up my face?
Ooh.
Pick up
no.
my face.
Because you
There we go. All right. So I have one live bet right now.
Okay.
All right. The Guardians have won. All right. I have the Rays getting a run and a half. It's in the bottom of the 5th, and it's 4-4. I have the I have the Rays giving up a run and a half, and it's in the bottom of the 4th. And I have the Marlins beating Houston
Marlins beating Houston.
and getting a run and a half over Houston. And the Marlins are up 5-2 in that game in the 3rd inning.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how I came up with this bet, I gave zero knowledge to it whatsoever. I said,
Oh, good. That'll work.
who has the most access to all the information in the world?
Google.
Chat GPT.
Oh, God. Okay.
I asked Chat GPT
I like this new strategy.
to give me a 3-team parlay. And this is the parlay it gave me.
Well, they got you the first game.
They got me the first game. I'm tied in the second game, and I'm winning the third game.
Okay.
So, and it was a $20 bet to win 124.
Oh, nice. Okay. Good job, ChatGPT. We'll see how well they do.
Yeah. So, Blake, have you ever thought of that strategy before?
No, but we will going forward.
I have, but I think I've lost as well. So it's
okay.
You just have to get very lucky with how it gives you information because remember I think I asked for give me a 4 same game parlay for let's say the Phillies versus the Mets, and during the parlay it made some things that made sense, but there might be one line is Kodai Senga gets 4.5 strikeouts. Then I go into Hard Rock Bag. I was like, okay, Kodai Senga 4.5 strikeouts. It then go on to say Steven Matz 2.5 strikeouts. So it may be using yesterday's data. Or
you lost me in that conversation. You jumped around so much.
What I'm trying to say is it might use some of yesterday's websites to tell you how to bet today.
And that's what you're going to get. I mean, you're going to get that other information, and that's what you're going to get with that. So, I think each week on WagerWire,
we should do one.
We do a chat GPT.
Absolutely. Maybe I could win
right before the show.
Okay.
And see how it plays out for the next day, and see if chat wins. We'll have its own. It'll have its own category.
Right. Boy,
does that sound like a fair wager, Blake?
Yes.
And the best part, if it wins, we don't have to kick back to it.
No. No, we already pay that due. So, yeah, like you said, most of the games today are taking place right now. They're underway. They're underway. The Reds Pirates is at 6:40.
Okay.
All right. And on the mound for this game, because I found it to be an interesting game because it's my guys.
Yeah, but there's not a whole lot of fancy pitchers pitching today.
No, and let's see what it's giving me here. Player props. It's not really giving us any player props, is it? Huh.
Which is strange. Yeah, it's a little. You know what? Maybe it's early.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they come in late with this sort of stuff.
So
which rankles me.
All right, and Chicago Seattle game. If you just want to play a game, I mean Seattle's at home against Chicago. I think that's just a gimme game. You want to add it into a parlay. Seattle beat
the White Sox.
Beat the White Sox. So
you could come out of retirement and I could play and we could probably beat the White Sox. I'm pretty sure
Satchel Paige can beat the White Sox
there you go.
now.
Yeah.
So,
and he's been dead for years.
Mm-hmm. The other late games, Milwaukee, Atlanta, come on, Atlanta, Washington and the A's, and San Diego, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Padres are still hot. I think they may be catching the Dodgers.
All right. The Padres, Padres have an offense.
Oh, yeah.
That's
formidable.
It's really something that's not anything to sneeze at all.
Not at all. And they were the biggest movers at the trade deadline, too. They refilled their bullpen. They picked up a stud closer. A lot of them were rentals. A couple of them weren't. And, Machado is just hitting the ball all over the place.
Okay. Sorry, I got an air conditioner down at one of my units, so they just called me, and we know what it's like not to have an air conditioner this weekend.
There you go.
So I'm trying to respond to him.
As long as the carbon monoxide detector doesn't go off, it should be okay.
As long as you don't push the heater that's not connected to the propane. So,
funny.
Sorry, Blake. Too soon?
I expect my dad to go low, Lenny. I didn't expect you to go low, Lenny.
Well, every now and again.
It is low hanging fruit.
Yeah, really. The softball, you got to swing at it sometimes.
But unfortunately, Juan Soto doesn't often do that.
Yeah.
So,
and I definitely do enjoy the silence of Gen X and Boomer Men trying to see which parlays they should do today.
Yeah, well,
that's definitely very entertaining for those viewers watching right now.
Are they enjoying this live action show here? Yeah. I told you, I'm taking a couple days off. I'm on betting hiatus. I've put myself in double secret probation.
All right. You're talking about doing fantasy football, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantasy football has changed a lot. When I used to do fantasy football, the running back was a very key. You know, Marshall Faulk was the guy to have. This is how long ago it was. Corey Dillon. These are the guys that were like the top guys. Now it seems to be 100% quarterback base.
Depends on the scoring, but yeah, you know,
if you don't have a good quarterback,
PPR,
it doesn't look like you can win.
Well, running backs are still going first. Quarterbacks don't go that early anymore. It's running backs and receivers, and it's receivers are going, you know, because if it's a PPR, you know, you've got distance, you've got receptions, and then you've got scoring. But my friends and I were some of the first people to ever play fantasy football. I mean, rotisserie baseball had been out there. What's fantasy baseball started as rotisserie baseball. There were a bunch of sports writers that in the rotisserie bar, and they created this league. And then the book is called Rotisserie Baseball, named after the restaurant.
I remember playing rotisserie baseball, and it was incredibly accurate.
Oh yeah,
how accurate rotisserie baseball was.
It was great. Well, these were sports writers.
Yeah,
you know, and that morphed into fantasy football. It must have been 1982. David was working in a place called the Texas Roadhouse Barbecue, or Dallas Barbecue in Manhattan, which was a weird place, rib joint. And there was a magazine at the time called Inside Sport. And the inside back page was a gambling column. And there was a gentleman by the name of Pete Angsthelm, AXM, or, you know, Axelm, but it's AX or A something X. And Pete Axelm wrote this column about fantasy football, or what became fantasy football. And we started playing it in 1982. That's how long I've been playing this. Yeah. With, you know, my father, David, his two brothers, you know, our extended family, some of our friends in town, some of my track mates from the track team, you know, kids we grew up with, our poker buddies. And we've done it for years and years and years. And back then it was, you know, it was no distance. It was straight scoring. It was a scoring league only. There was no distance. There was no yardage. There was no points per reception. You know, the only distance was a field goal over 45 yards was more points than a field goal under 45 yards.
Okay.
And it was great. But I remember there were a couple of seasons where, you know, I had great drafts, you know, and that's, we did drafts before we started doing auctions, because then it got into the auction phase.
I don't know what the auction phase is.
You bid on players. You have a salary cap of $100.
Oh, screw that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing that league.
Oh yeah, it makes it interesting. Well, the ESPN league that we're in is just
that takes up too much time.
Well, you got to pay attention to stuff.
Yeah,
you know, nowadays everybody shows, and the other thing is, you know, there was no internet at that point in time, and there's no stuff online. So you're using fantasy sports magazines, which would come out in, like, I don't know, April for the beginning of the season. So they were so dated by the time you got them, they were useless.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a season where I drafted William Andrews, who was the best running back in football the year before and was ready to have another season for the Atlanta Falcons. Blew out his knee in the first game. Following year,
I did it to Marshall Faulk.
Yeah. I had Kurt Warner.
Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat, so I'm trying to get rid of that.
You need me to scratch it for you?
Yeah, I'm going.
You already have a Starburst?
Yeah. Get a little flavored saliva going. Next year I had Kurt Warner, Seattle Seahawks, when he was just a monster. Blew out his knee in the first game.
Oh, yeah.
Seasons are shot. You know, it's really tough.
Yeah, I took out Marshall Faulk and Corey Dillon.
Yeah.
So those are the guys that I pretty much killed their careers.
Yeah, I know the feeling. But the league that we're going to play in, it's a snake draft. You know, the only problem is if you're first, you then don't go again until, you know, 24 picks later, if it's a 12-team league, or 20 if it's a 10-team league. But then you get back-to-back again. So that gets tricky, but there's no salary cap. And, you know, it's a point per reception league, so you get points for receptions, you get distance, you get yardage, you get bonus points for somebody going over 100 yards. That's why it's always good to have King Henry, because, you know, he is just not slowing down, I don't believe. So it'll be interesting to see.
His work ethic is right there with, like, Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he's a beast. He's just an absolute beast. He's, you know, he's 20 pounds heavier and still runs the same speed.
And he's playing on a team where he doesn't have to do everything now, because you got Lamar, and then you've got a couple of good wideouts, and Isaiah Likely is their tight end, is replaced Mark Andrews, who is still playing football.
Well,
Go
like
figure.
having Lamar, it gives him two
Another
running back options.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it
Yep,
gives him a break
Yep.
on that, and he wants the ball at the end. He wants the ball in the second half. Playing bets with him, and you have an over on Henry, 128, and you're sitting at 30 yards in the first half. You're still okay, because if the Ravens have a lead, they just feed him the ball, and he gets his yardage, he gets his breakaway, and he gets his numbers. I mean, he's a guy that like scares you the entire bet, but he always ends up getting his numbers.
Yes, he's pretty solid about that, which is fine. But I have a lot of fun doing that. I do pretty well. The last 3 years I did it on the ESPN league. It was, I didn't know anybody in it. You just find an empty spot in a league that makes sense for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they call it pro level league. Like you're good. You must be in a pro league. So instead of a beginner league or immediate league, I go for the pro league.
Do they have the beginner novice below that? Because that's where I probably need to be.
Nah, you'll be fine.
No, I don't keep up with my guys.
Well,
I'll play an injured dude or a dude on a bye week constantly.
Yeah.
well, if you just check the site, it tells you who's alive and who's dead. So it makes it
That's
easier
my
for you.
problem.
Okay.
I have 7 jobs. You think that's going to be one of my jobs?
He's not going to pay attention. He might have to ask me, and
And you can't tell him because you're going to have a team. So we need a side
Absolutely.
bet. We need a side bet here, Blake. We need a cash side bet.
Unless he's not. If he's playing against me, you can't tell me. But yeah,
Okay.
he still lives at the house.
But yeah, so the last 3 years, 2 years ago I crapped out. The other 2 years I made it to the final game. So it was pretty good. It's the injuries that'll kill you.
So, yeah. But I can tell you right now with the fantasy football and all that other stuff, I enjoy watching the game. I understand the game. I see things in the game that I don't think a lot of other people, non-coaches, see. But I don't keep up with fantasy enough to know that, Tua has a tweaked knee.
Right.
It might only play 2 quarters. I wouldn't know that.
No. And the information, there's an overload of information now too. So it's hard to pick it out because if you follow one of the fantasy news lines, they're talking about linemen and you can find a way to narrow it down to skill players. It makes it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. And I do pretty good on the pools, on the football pools
Right.
like that. I do pretty well on that. And we had somebody who we wanted to do Thursday nights in our regular pool that we have. And he's like, well, the injury report didn't come out till Friday, so we stopped doing Thursday nights for that.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's going to make a big difference for you. He didn't win a single one, the guy that complained about it. So, yeah, TC, if you're watching, I was watching. So,
but that's why you're going to enjoy the pick 3 pool.
Mm-hmm.
The Ligorious pick 3 pool. You pick 3 teams, rank them sort of like trivia.
okay,
5-pointer, 3-pointer, 1-pointer.
okay,
And it's by the spread in Wednesday's Daily News.
okay. And so it's by the spread also. Okay.
Wednesday's spread. So yeah,
Okay.
so you gotta. So that's a lot of fun. It's $105. You're in. You go.
Okay.
You can win a grand depending on how many people are playing.
So, yeah, that'll pay for 1 towing.
Hopefully that'll all be you need.
So it'll pay for 1 towing of an RV. All right. Most ridiculous sport you've ever bet on?
Highlight.
I see. I love highlight. I grew up with highlight.
Yeah, but it was like harness racing with Carmen Abatello. It was all fixed.
I don't know. I watched a lot of highlight.
Well, yeah,
growing
in
up.
Florida, you know what? It makes sense because Florida was there. No, I used to watch it in Vegas because
No,
there used
I
to be a
watched the list.
fronton at the MGM. The MGM Hotel, which
Yeah.
is not the MGM Hotel monster that it's now
Yeah.
on the strip
Yeah.
across the street from where the athletic stadium is going to be. MGM, the old MGM, which is really neat because they had a lot of memorabilia from the MGM studios.
Mm-hmm.
They had a gorgeous highlight fronton built into the hotel. And it's a bass game. It's you got the baskets and you got the ball that'll knock you cold. It makes a lacrosse ball. Cesta, yeah.
Yeah.
The highlight ball would make a lacrosse ball feel soft. Mm-hmm. Those things are rocks.
Oh, they're rocks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pelota.
Yeah, and they're throwing it off a granite wall.
And they throw it 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
And I can tell you, the highlight fronton in Daytona was, right there. It literally was 15 miles from my house. So I watched a lot of highlight, and if you have a good front guy that can really just play it, they're legit. They're legit, and there was athlete. I mean, we're talking great athletes, but it's a dying sport. I really enjoyed highlight growing up.
Well, and it was big in Florida. The only one in the Northeast that I remember, there was one in Bridgeport, Connecticut. That was the only highlight fronton close to us. But it's going to be interesting to see if you were there, Taylor. You think one sleeve was longer than the other on those guys?
Yeah.
The arm with the basket must have been longer than the one without.
I'll tell you a guy. Oh, and that's 100% true, especially the older dudes. Eddie Feiner, the king of his court.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so he was a barnstormer for he played into his 70s. All right. By the time I got to do some stuff with him, and they had another guy named Rich Hoppy who pitched most of the time, but Eddie still pitched like the first inning and did the drills at the end. But Eddie, his right arm looked like a 40-year-old man. The rest of his body looked like a 70-year-old man. Yeah. And it was impressive. Like you literally he could put his arms like this, and you go, okay, that's a 30-year-old man. And that's you could, and it was just that impressive.
Probably break your hand with his handshake too, I would think.
I'm sure he could when he was younger.
Yeah.
I never got to see him when he was amazing. But Rich Hoppy, who also was he was pretty amazing himself. So, and even after Eddie passed, Hoppy continued with King in his court for maybe another 2 or 3 years. So
it was fun. I forgot about them.
Yeah. And it's like if you guys don't know who that is, it's kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters of fast pitch softball. They play 4 guys against 10, and there was a really first baseman was kind of like the metal art. His name was Gary. He lost his eye cancer, and he left and came back and played, and really after he came back, he wasn't that great of a hitter, but he was the comedy relief.
Right.
And the first pitch of every game, Gary led off the first pitch of every game. The pitcher was supposed to throw a ball, no matter where it was. They called it a ball, right. And then everyone would yell out, "Good eye!" The jokes were the same every week, every over.
So sort of like the Savannah Bananas without the yellow and the dance routines.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I just read another blurb because Savannah Bananas are blowing up everywhere.
Yeah.
And this guy did the right thing. He turned down huge amounts of money to sell the club.
Mm-hmm.
And he said no. And one of the reasons he wants to keep this affordable for the fans and the families, and the tickets are $35.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. And that's some great, you want to talk about family fun entertainment. If you can get a ticket for the Savannah Bananas and they come to a stadium near you, do everything in your power to go. It will be one of the most entertaining nights you can spend. And then tell me about it, and I will be very jealous of your... Right, exactly.
Yeah,
I keep getting into a lottery, and I never win.
We keep trying, too. I mean, we haven't gotten in the lottery yet, but we've tried, like, when they were in Jackson, we're like, okay, we're going to get it. And we're like, I mean, we were probably days late.
Yeah.
I think we're one day late, but...
Yeah, and $1 short. It's the story of my life. Yeah, day late, $1 short.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, they're good. Harlem Globetrotters were a lot of fun. There was a spin-off called the Harlem Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Did the exact same thing, except they weren't nearly as famous, but they would tour summer camps during the summer.
Okay.
And they would come to Camp Pocono Ridge, a child's wonderland atop the Poconos, and we saw them every year.
I played against a group in, in the celebrity games and stuff like that. You always had to play, we always had to pick people around town and play in fundraisers. Mm-hmm. And I played against a group at Pedro Menendez at one point, and they might have been the Wizards, but they played against like local people.
Yeah.
And it was very simple. I mean, there were some talented people, and I also played against the basketball team that was all little people.
Okay.
With one regular sized person, and that regular sized person was like Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Like if he came across half court and you weren't guarding him, he's draining the three. I mean, he was Steph Curry, Michael Jordan. He was probably like 6'2", 6'3",
Yeah.
And this guy is probably one of the most incredible basketball players. But he traveled with a group of little people that played basketball. And I also played donkey basketball.
I was going to say donkey basketball.
I played donkey basketball.
Difference between the Harlem
But
Wizards, the Globetrotters, is you didn't have to sweep up afterwards.
I had a very nice donkey.
Okay.
And I had a friend who had a very mean donkey. And, you know.
Why do they still do that? Like animal rights groups?
I think they
put the
I think
kibosh
they
on
put
that?
the kibosh on
Those
it.
were a lot of fun. Those were fundraisers for schools and athletic teams. You know, everybody did donkey basketball. You know, and by the way, you ever see a donkey dunk? It's pretty impressive.
I never saw donkey dunk.
Donkey dunk and donkey basketball.
Well, in donkey basketball, the rules were you didn't have to ride your donkey while you had the ball, but you had to get your donkey in position. Then you had to get on your donkey to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So.
And the poor sucker that had to sweep up in back of the donkeys is like the guy in back of the elephants in the parade.
Oh, yeah, the donkey dunk guy.
Right, exactly. You know, so.
Yeah. We have land title coming in.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of information for tomorrow. We're going to hold on to this.
Yeah, I got a couple good stories.
You have yours.
Yeah.
I want to see how chat does tonight. And see
All right,
if
so
chat keeps
what do we have to keep watching on now? So you won the Guardians.
Won the Guardians. I have the Marlins.
Okay.
All right. And they're winning right now. And I can't remember what the third team was. Blake, you remember what I said?
For today's bet?
Yeah, it was Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay is still tied. And I need Tampa Bay to cover the spread, which is 1.5.
Oh, so it wasn't just straight win. So okay.
They got to win by 2.
So and that was ChatGPT told you that, or did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
No, they said give up the
runs.
points.
Okay.
The points for that one.
Speaking of Tampa Bay, they just signed Teddy Bridgewater. Is no longer a high school football coach. He's now a backup quarterback on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
There you go.
So we'll see what happens with that.
And
congratulations, Teddy.
Yeah, Tampa's got a scrappy team.
I think the world of Baker Mayfield.
I think Baker. I like Baker, and
he just needs to stay healthy.
I think he works hard.
Yep.
I think he does. He finally got a good paycheck.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Which is nice, because he's played hard.
And his progressive commercials were hysterical when he was when he was in Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
and he was living in the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, very clever.
Cleaning off the seats.
Yep.
Guys, we appreciate you sticking around with you. I'm sorry I was a little distracted with an air conditioning issue, but I think I got it covered. I know you guys are really concerned about that. But tomorrow on the morning show, we have Sheriff Hardwick in.
Oh, say hello.
So we're excited about having him in. He's always, I only have to ask 2 questions. He's got the
goes all by himself.
He's got the hour covered.
He's a self-starter.
But we're going to be talking a lot about going back to school, officers in the school, and some of the new states ordinances that have come into place and how that affects the sheriff department.
And
so
be aware of school buses on the road. They're coming back.
100%.
Be careful.
And if you're driving around anywhere on Friday or Saturday, watch out for a big RV. All right.
And sorry, Blake, look for a shoe.
Yeah, find Blake's shoe. Hey,
he's never going to put me on air
look
again.
at that face.
He's never. It's always going to be a one shot from now on. I'm just going to be a voice in the distance.
You're going to be.
You're done, Lenny.
What is Pardo or whatever it was the guy?
Don Pardo.
Don Pardo. You're going to be Don Pardo. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to try and make it to Augie's.
See,
tonight.
look, already I'm gone.
Yeah, we're going to make it to Augie's tonight. We're not making it to that other pizza place that you brought up when I wasn't here.
What other pizza place? There is no other pizza place.
There's no other one.
Place.
There's only Augie's.
It's only Augie's on the corner of MLK and King Street.
There you go. You even nailed it.
See?
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.